Hey, how's it going, everybody? It is Jazzy of Sasquatch here, and we are doing another Throwback Thursday. This week I actually was paying attention and knew what I was going to do after kind of watching the one movie that we covered through the week of horror, The Stepfather. So I decided, oh, look, there's three of those movies plus the new one, but we are not going to focus on the new one. We're going to focus on the original other three, or the original two and three from the series. Um, yeah, and talk about the weekend of the block. We'll talk about the blockbuster for the week, the blockbuster report for the weekend for a little bit. Yeah, we're gonna get into going to the new movies again. It's just literally the theater I go to, like they took away the extra late time slot on Sunday. So usually they had one late show at like 10:20 or whatever it was, like 9:50, and then they'd have the next late show a half hour later for whatever new movie that came out. Well, for whatever reason, they quit doing that extra late show, and with like football and other stuff going on Sunday and Saturdays, I could probably do it. I just gotta figure out which day I was gonna do it. I kind of told you guys it's gonna be like hit and miss with the football season coming up, but we're gonna get into more of a routine there once I figure that out. Maybe the theater will be nice and go back to having that late showing. We're also doing the 31 days of personal Halloween favorites. We're kind of getting into the last 10 days this week, but we had a good solid week last week. That video will be tomorrow. And from that one, we got Stepfather 2 here, Make Room for Daddy, directed by Jeff Burr, starring Terry O'Quinn, Meg Foster, and Carolyn Williams after escaping the insane asylum which incarcerated Jerry Blake. Impersonates a marriage counselor and manages a win over a patient and her young son. This movie, I kind of like the sequel. I kind of like how it went to like a different like level of what he was willing to do to kind of be crazy. I'd never seen two and three, to be honest with you. So this is the first time I'm actually viewing these, and I really kind of enjoy Terry O'Quinn, um, like bad guy here. Kind of unfortunate he doesn't return for the third one because I kind of would like to see what he did a third time with his character. Um, yeah, and like another thing is this movie again was a little bit ahead of its time because the kid was here, but the next one really is, and it did. So it came out in when did it come out? November 3rd of 1989. Had a budget of 1,500 or $1.5 million. Made a gross of $1.5 million. It doesn't have the opening, so I'm assuming the opening was like not that well. This one is kind of an underrated, honest slasher series, but it's really worth the watch. I wish I would have watched these when I was younger and kind of known more about it because this is a kind of entertaining trilogy. I like the third one, and then the third one kind of goes off into its own thing here. And that Stepfather 3 came out in 1992. It's a TV movie. That psycho stepfather has escaped from the insane asylum and had his face surgically altered. Now he's married again, this time to a woman with a child in a wheelchair. He goes on a killing spree once again. Directed by Magar, starring Robert Reitman, Priscilla Barnes, and Season Hubley. This honestly, the girl, the mom in this kind of looks like a porn star, but that's kind of funny because it's in like the 90s here and as a TV movie. I didn't realize it. That's kind of like explains a lot about it. Well, the one thing I will say about this is that it was really ahead of its time. It came out June 4th, 1992, in the fact of like the true crime and the internet. Because not only is this kid kind of part of a true crime type of deal with like how he kind of figures out who the stepfather is and stuff like this, but they're also using the internet as well to do that. And like this is 1992, so this is like the very early onset of that. So this is pretty cool. It's really kind of a way ahead of its time. I'd say it's probably like 8 years ahead of its time being written, even with like the kind of Scream and all that kind of like meta stuff that they used and other horror movies used, and like just like 7 years later that they could have used in this movie. Like it could have been an interesting like third movie here if we could have waited like 5 years and kind of figured it out. Um, I've not seen the new one. I mean, I might have seen it back in the day and I still remember it, but It kind of tells you how the new one was. It's important, like I mean, this is an underrated series. If you haven't seen it, is three of them are on Prime right now. I don't even know all four of them might be on Prime. So check that out. But of the two I watched, they were definitely on Prime. Also, I told you last week I started that Hunting Wives or whatever. It was like 4 episodes and I finished it. It is kind of worth a watch if you haven't watched it. It is like a little murder mystery deal. Maya Akeem and Brittany, Brittany George, maybe Brittany something from Pitch Perfect are in it, and they're the leads. Very good kind of back and forth with them. Very good chemistry. Kind of crazy story. Check it out. It's on Netflix. And for the box office for the weekend of October 17th and 19th, we had Black Phone 2 at $33 million. Doesn't surprise me. Big following there in Toronto areas is still doing pretty well here with $11 million for the week and $57 million total for their run. Tomorrow we have the Stepfather 1. So if you want to check it out and see what we said about Stepfather 1, it is in part of tomorrow's video. Other than that, our day is over. We kind of went over everything quick um, for the week. Thank you guys very much for watching, and please have a good rest of your day or night. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Comment your top movie picks for Throwback Thursday in the comments section, and see you next time in the cave.